What if everything you've ever believed about your own choices, your own decisions, your own free will was nothing more than an elaborate, intricately designed illusion? What if the path you walk, the thoughts you think, the very fabric of your reality has been subtly, meticulously guided by forces you can't even perceive? In 1999, a groundbreaking study by a team of neuroscientists at the Max Planck Institute hinted at a truth so unsettling, so profound, it could shatter our understanding of what it means to be human. They called it the readiness potential, and its implications are far more disturbing than any science fiction nightmare. To truly grasp the gravity of this discovery, we need to rewind to the 1980s, to the pioneering work of physiologist Benjamin Libet. Libet wasn't searching for an existential crisis, he was simply trying to understand the basic mechanics of human action. His experiment was elegantly simple yet profoundly unsettling. Participants were asked to spontaneously flex their wrist whenever they felt the urge, while simultaneously observing a rapidly moving dot on a clock face. Their brain activity was monitored using an electroencephalogram, or EEG, which measures electrical impulses. The goal was to pinpoint the exact moment of conscious decision. What Libet uncovered, however, turned decades of philosophical thought on its head. He found that a specific electrical signal, the aforementioned readiness potential, consistently appeared in the brain a full 300 milliseconds before the participant reported having consciously decided to move. Think about that for a moment. Your brain had already initiated the action before you were even aware of making the choice. It was as if your unconscious mind had pre-recorded the decision, and your conscious awareness was merely playing catch-up, crafting a narrative of free will after the fact. This wasn't just a scientific anomaly, it was a direct challenge to the very foundation of human agency. If our choices are predetermined before we even acknowledge them, what then does it mean to be truly free? The scientific community was predictably divided. Some dismissed it as a measurement error, others as an artifact of the experimental design. But the seed of doubt had been planted, and it would only continue to grow with subsequent research, leading us down a path where the illusion of control becomes increasingly difficult to ignore. As the 21st century dawned, advancements in neuroimaging provided even more sophisticated tools to probe the mysteries of the brain. The Libet experiment, once a curiosity, now found itself reimagined with fMRI scanners capable of peering deeper into the brain's intricate networks. In 2008, another team, led by Dr. John-Dylan Haynes at the Bernstein Center for Computational Neuroscience in Berlin, took Libet's findings and pushed them to their chilling extreme. Instead of a simple wrist flexion, participants were asked to choose between pressing a button with their left hand or their right hand. The results were staggering. Haynes's team found that they could predict with incredible accuracy which hand a person would choose a full 7 to 10 seconds before. The person themselves became consciously aware of their decision. 7 to 10 seconds. That's an eternity in neurological time. It suggests that the brain's preparatory activity, the unconscious machinery churning beneath the surface, is not just priming, it's deciding. Your subjective experience of making a choice, the feeling of agency and control, might be nothing more than a post hoc rationalization, a story your conscious mind tells itself to maintain a coherent sense of self. This isn't just about simple motor actions anymore, it's about seemingly complex choices. It introduces the terrifying possibility that our motivations, our desires, our very personalities are being steered by an unseen puppeteer within our own skull, or perhaps even beyond it. Imagine the implications. If our choices are decided so far in advance, then the entire concept of personal responsibility, of praise and blame, of legal systems built upon the idea of free will begins to crumble. This isn't just a philosophical debate, it's a potential unraveling of human society as we know it. The illusion of authorship, the feeling that we are the sole originators of our thoughts and actions, is a powerful one, essential for our psychological well-being. But what happens when that illusion begins to crack under the weight of scientific evidence, revealing instead a complex interplay of subconscious biases, environmental triggers, and algorithmic nudges that are far more influential than we dare to admit. And it's not just our internal biology at play. This isn't to say we're merely biological automatons, rather that these internal predispositions are increasingly being exploited and amplified by external forces. Consider the rise of predictive policing, where algorithms analyze vast data sets, everything from past crime statistics to social media activity, to flag individuals deemed likely to commit future offenses. The individual in question may feel they are making their own choices, but their perceived free will is being subtly influenced, even constrained, by a system that has already decided their likelihood of deviation. Or look at behavioral economics, a field dedicated to understanding and manipulating our irrational decision-making. Companies pour billions into designing experiences, advertisements, and product placements that bypass our conscious reasoning and appeal directly to our unconscious biases, gently guiding us towards their desired outcomes. That impulsive purchase you made? That political candidate you suddenly felt compelled to support? Was it truly your decision or a carefully orchestrated symphony of psychological triggers designed to elicit a specific response? The line blurs further with the advent of advanced AI. Recommendation engines, increasingly sophisticated and integrated into every facet of our digital lives, don't just suggest content. They curate entire realities, shaping our access to information, our perceptions of the world, and ultimately, our choices. They learn our patterns, anticipate our desires, and deliver precisely what will keep us engaged, or what will push us towards a specific action, often without our explicit awareness. The content you see, the news articles you read, the products you're shown, these aren't random. They are the calculated output of algorithms designed to optimize for engagement, for conversion, for influence. This creates a feedback loop. Our past behaviors feed the algorithm, which then shapes our future choices, blurring the line between personal preference and algorithmic design. We are becoming, in effect, extensions of these systems, our free will, a delicate dance between our internal pre-readiness potential and the external, meticulously crafted data environment that surrounds us. It's not a conspiracy in the traditional sense. It's a convergence of neuroscience, data science, and economic strategy, all pointing to a world where the illusion of control is becoming harder and harder to maintain. So, what does this mean for us? If our choices are predetermined by milliseconds or even seconds before we are consciously aware of them, and if our external environment is increasingly engineered to subtly guide our decisions, then where does true human agency reside? Are we merely passengers in our own lives, convinced we're holding the steering wheel while an invisible force directs our path? This isn't to say that effort is meaningless or that personal growth is impossible. Perhaps free will isn't about making choices from a blank slate, but about exercising some form of veto power over our unconscious urges, or about actively cultivating a more conscious awareness of the triggers and biases that influence us. Perhaps the true act of rebellion, the only escape from this carefully constructed illusion, lies in striving for self-awareness, in questioning every impulse, every thought, every choice that seems to arise spontaneously. To this day, the debate rages on. Neuroscientists, philosophers, and ethicists continue to grapple with the implications of the readiness potential and the ever-growing evidence for unconscious determinism. The illusion of control is a comforting one, a cornerstone of our identity, but as the veil is lifted, we are left with a profound question. In a world where everything seems to be decided for us, what truly remains of us? If you want to dive deeper into the hidden orchestrators of our daily lives, check out the next video, where we explore the shocking truth behind subliminal messaging and how it's used to shape public opinion.